And waifus. And waifus. For real though, when did Digimon become mostly about sexy anime girls? I thought this was a kid's show. JRPG. Okay, so Digimon is still mostly about the Digimon, but damn, there are some top tier waifus in this game. Right off the bat, I'm going to warn you that I did not play the original Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, so I can't comment on how much content was recycled or how similar it is. This review is going to be based off this game and this game alone, and spoiler alert, it's going to be a pretty positive review. And also, unspoiler alert, I won't be spoiling any story stuff. The game isn't without its faults. For a start, what the hell kind of map is this? It's less useful than those giant maps you see in the street of an unknown town. At least those ones have a "you are here" arrow. There are also a ton of optimizations they could have added for a more comfortable experience. It's missing a lot of quality of life things that we mostly take for granted in this day and age. An easy to view quest log with your next objective would be nice. You're able to look at your current side quest thing, but sometimes the next objective can be vague, and I can't say I saw a place anywhere to see my current main story objective. The menu system is also a big mess. It makes the game seem way more complicated than it actually is. There are refinements that need to be made here, but it didn't ruin the experience for me. The real draw here is the JRPG that lies underneath the Digimon coat of paint. Yeah, Digimon Story is a proper JRPG. The Digimon game license appears to have split into two different lines. There is the Digimon World series, which is more like the old games back on the PlayStation 1. It's more like a monster raising simulator, while the Digimon Story series is a full-fledged JRPG complete with a Pokemon-like monster collecting mechanic, interesting characters, and a story that is just as zany as any JRPG with a weird name you can barely pronounce. It's actually much more of a JRPG than Pokemon is. The closest comparison I could come up with is the traditional Shin Megami Tensei series. The real drive of the game is the narrative and the characters, but you will spend a lot of time making monsters. In Shin Megami Tensei, it's recruiting them and fusing them together. In Digimon Story, it's seeing them enough times in battle to be able to recreate them, leveling them up, and choosing a Digivolve path. It's a really awesome system because it means there are genuine uses for getting multiples of the same Digimon. Baby Digimon especially have so many Digivolve paths. That whole system is probably going to be slightly less exciting for long-time Digimon fans since they'll likely know exactly what they are digivolving into, but for somebody like me who has been out of the loop for years, every time I digivolved it felt like a surprise. Sometimes I got something awesome, and sometimes I got... what the hell is that? No need to worry, you can just throw that guy in the Digifarm until he is high enough level to Digivolve, or you can just devolve him instead. The Digimon collector mechanics really are great. It never feels like a chore. It's the perfect way to pad out a game without making it feel like it's being padded out. Collecting Digimon is something you want to do, not something you're forced to do. It's just the icing on the cake really, because I actually found the narrative and a lot of the characters incredibly likable. I mean, it's not going to top a Nier Automata or a Persona 5 level story, but this isn't just pumped out trash like a lot of licensed games. It doesn't rely solely on Digimon to sell itself. You'd probably feel different if you played the first Cyber Sleuth, but Hacker's Memory feels like a true evolution for Digimon games to me. While Digimon World was a decent amount of fun last year, this is just so far ahead of it in every way. And did I mention it's turn-based? Me too! Okay, so the combat in Digimon Story is solid, but it will get repetitive. It's kind of like Pokemon, but like Gen 1 Pokemon. It's missing a lot of complexity and strategy, and there is even an auto battle option that gets it mostly right in my experience. I don't think this was ever meant to be the draw of the game though. It's just an unimaginative but mechanically solid system that gives you something to do with the Digimon you've partnered with. It's a way for the conflicts in the story to play out, and it works just fine. And just quickly before I move on to the final verdict, I've heard some people complain about the graphics, but I don't know what people expect anymore. The graphics look fine. All the Digimon look excellent. It's heavily stylized and it will age really well. It's not cutting edge by any means, but it doesn't need to be. And we all know that cutting edge graphics don't stay cutting edge for long. And one final note, seriously, do not complain about quote-unquote censorship. There is none in this goddamn game. They changed one Digimon, and it wasn't even for censorship reasons. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory is an excellent experience. It's hard not to recommend it to everybody. Fans of Digimon, Pokemon, Shin Megami Tensei, monster collecting games in general, and just your average JRPG fan are bound to be satiated by the experience this game provides. It has a good, well-rounded narrative with plenty of characters to love, all backed up by the addictive Digimon mechanics. It's really only a couple of quality of life changes from being a near-perfect game. If you never played the first Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, you really need to pick this one up. Dive in head first, even if you don't know the first thing about Digimon. It didn't stop me from loving it. And something else I could be loving is you, if you hit the like button below the video. And hey, I don't really know any of the Digimon names, but you should still jump down to the comments and let me know which one is your favourite. I know how to Google. Subscribe to see more of me and everything I do. Check out the links in the video description to help support the channel. Have a good day or night, and I'll see you all soon.